Well, Deb Murphy filed this report for Sierra Wave Media, writing that a couple of elements of Inyo County's cannabis journey were altered at last Thursday's special Inyo County Board of Supervisors meeting. Now, first, the moratorium on medical and commercial marijuana operations was extended for another 10.5 months. There's slim chance the moratorium will last that long. The simple reason for the moratorium, originally put in place in early November, was to preclude commercial operations from setting up shop before Inyo's ordinances were in place. Now, technically, the state will start issuing licenses January 1st. If a county or city doesn't have its own ordinances by then, the state regulations will prevail. Any state licensed operation could be grandfathered in before the county finalizes its own regulations. Both Inyo and Mono counties have used the moratorium to keep that from happening. Now, more impactful were recommendations from Inyo's Planning Commission following its own review of the ordinance at its December 20th meeting. Now, according to Commissioner Todd Vogel, those recommendations were: allow non-volatile manufacturing businesses in rural residential zoning. Now, the current ordinance restricts that category of manufacturing to industrial zones. Rather than the noticing of the intent to establish a commercial cannabis business set by the county to all residents within 1,200 feet of the site, the commission recommended the same noticing 300 feet as other conditional use permit requests. Now, also allow commercial cultivation in R1 zones up to the 6 plants allowed for cultivation for personal use without the need to go through the CUP process. The commission recommended a much simpler administrative permit. Commission Chair Frank Stewart provided some of the reasoning behind the more liberal suggestions. Now, in a phone interview, he described the non-volatile manufacturing suggestion as a benign request. According to Stewart, just the use of ice or water to maintain freshness is defined by the state as non-volatile manufacturing. He said there's holdover apprehension, but the controversy is passed. The voters approved commercial operations and the county will receive taxes. Stewart also pointed out that the 6th plant for sale or personal use in R1 zones would encourage cottage industries and produce the product where it will be consumed. As it stands, the county's ordinance limits commercial grows to 12-acre or larger rural residential parcels. Only areas primarily in southern Inyo have parcel sizes and zoning for large-scale operations. Now, those large-scale operations have been the target of residents in the Olancha Cartago communities. The county's November 16th advisory measures passed in the area, but recently residents have expressed strong feelings against large-scale or any cannabis businesses. A secret ballot is the best measure of the breadth of the community's feeling. Stewart said, "We need to move beyond the stigma." Inyo County's Board of Supervisors will listen to the Planning Commissioner's point of view at its January 2nd meeting rather than having the first official reading of the final ordinance as was originally scheduled. Final ordinance could be then read at the January 9th meeting, the second reading the following week, and the ordinance official 30 days afterwards. We thank Deb Murphy for keeping us updated on marijuana in Inyo County. Now, Kathy Zach has announced she is running for the position of Inyo County 1st District Supervisor. We'll note that is currently held by Dan Tothero. Now, a press release notes that Zach is a longtime resident of Inyo County. She graduated from Bishop Unified High School in 1976, went to college at Stanford University, where she graduated in 1980 and received her MBA from the University of Chicago in 1984. Kathy Zach had a 20-year career in healthcare management in cities across the country before she returned to Bishop in 2003 to raise her family and operate the family ranch with her husband. And in 2006, Ms. Zach became a school board member for the Bishop Elementary School District. That full press release is posted on our website, sierrawave.net. And while we're there, Cami Foote, Inyo County Clerk, reminding voters that there are several offices up for election in the June 5th, 2018 primary election, including, as we just talked about, Inyo County Supervisor District 1, also District 3. All Inyo County electorate offices, as well as Inyo County Board of Education trustee areas 1, 3, and 5. Last day to file for one of the offices is March 9th. You can see the website, elections.inyocounty.us, for all the information, or give a call to 760-878-0224. And with the new year just around the corner, California Department of Motor Vehicles wants to inform the public of several new laws or changes to existing law that, unless otherwise noted, take effect January 1st, including cannabis use in vehicles. Now, this law prohibits smoking or ingesting marijuana or marijuana products while driving or riding as a passenger in a vehicle. The DMV will assign negligent operator point counts for this violation. In addition to the California Driver Handbook, the DMV also will revise the Motorcycle Handbook and the DMV's website to include information relating to marijuana violations. Some other new laws, some beginning July 1st, include seat belts on buses, DUI when a passenger for hire is in your vehicle, also parking violations for registration or driver license renewal. We'll note that this law makes changes to a requirement under which vehicle registration renewal and driver license issuance or renewal is not granted for having unpaid parking penalties and fees. Law creates a process for low-income Californians with outstanding parking violations to repay their fines and penalties prior to the parking violation being reported to the DMV, or you could just not park illegally. I threw that part in. The law also allows the registered owner of a vehicle to file for planned non-operation status when unpaid parking penalties are on the vehicle's record. It also allows for someone with outstanding parking penalties and fees to obtain or renew a driver's license. Also, laws, disabled person parking placards and plates, motorcycle training courses. You can see the website dmv.ca.gov for all of the information on the new laws in 2018. Well, the Northern Inyo Hospital Auxiliary ended 2017 on a high note with an announcement that their fundraising efforts garnered the group almost $31,000. That's nearly $11,000 more than the previous year. The money raised by the Northern Inyo Hospital Auxiliary helps bring additional needed equipment to the Northern Inyo Healthcare District. Now, among the purchases made this year by the Northern Inyo Hospital Auxiliary were 5 swivel sleepers. They're called Halo Bassinests, designed to give mothers safer access to their newborns while in the hospital. Sleepers are on height adjustable bases, allowing the cribs to be positioned over the mother's hospital bed. The sleepers can then be positioned within the mother's natural reach. Clear, retractable, yet lockable sidewalls allow a mother easy access to her newborn. Press release from the Northern Inyo Healthcare District notes. Now, all of this dramatically reduces the risk of the mother falling while trying to get to the stationary crib near her bed, and it reduces the risk of the newborn falling to the floor. Northern Inyo Hospital Auxiliary purchased 5 of those cribs for $16,000. That full press release on the great work by the Northern Inyo Hospital Auxiliary posted on our website, sierrawave.net. We'll be right back.